Mathematics is fun, you can do it. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we will be discussing about operations on functions. So, let's get started. Welcome back to our channel. So in today's video, we will be discussing about operations on functions. So we will be dealing with the first four operations and functions. So we'll start. So in this lesson, the different operations and functions are to be discussed. These are the sum, the difference, the product, the quotient, and the product of a constant and a function. Now, the process on how we perform the different operations on algebraic expressions are to be applied in order to perform the said operations. Okay, we have here the lesson objectives, meaning you are expected to achieve these objectives at the end of this video lesson. So, you are expected to identify the different operations and functions. Number 2, enumerate the steps on how to perform the different operations and functions. Number 3, perform the indicated operations of the given functions. And number 4, manifest the value of patience and analytical and critical thinking skills. Okay, so let's start with the first operation. We will have the sum of two functions. By definition, given two functions f and g, the sum of two functions f plus g is defined by the equation f plus g of x is equal to f of x plus g of x. Okay, so let's have examples. Find the sum of the given functions given the following. So given f of x is equal to 6x minus 1. You have g of x is equal to x plus 5. P of x is equal to x squared plus 3x plus 2. You have h of x is equal to x squared minus 5x plus 4. So for letter A, you have here f plus g. So we are going to add the functions f and g. So we have here the equation f plus g of x is equal to f of x plus g of x. You substitute the given functions to the equation. You have f plus g of x is equal to 6x minus 1 plus x plus 5. Then we are going to simplify. Combining like terms, we have 6x plus x, that's 7x. Then negative 1 plus 5, we have 4. Therefore, the sum of the functions f and g is 7x plus 4. Okay, this is just very simple. Next, for letter B, you have g plus p. Okay, we are asked to add the functions g and p. So we have here the equation g plus p of x is equal to g of x plus p of x. So the solution of the given functions, we have here g plus p of x is equal to x plus 5 plus x squared plus 3x plus 2. Because our g of x is x plus 5 and our p of x is x squared plus 3x plus 2. So we have here combining like terms and arranging the terms in descending order based on its degree. So we have x squared, then x plus 3x, you have 4x, then 5 plus 2, you have 7. Therefore, g plus p of x is equal to x squared plus 4x plus 7. Okay. Therefore, the sum of the functions g and p is x squared plus 4x plus 7. Okay, let us proceed to the third example, f plus h. So the equation would be f plus h of x is equal to f of x plus h of x. So substitute the given functions to the equation. We have f plus h is equal to 6x minus 1 plus x squared minus 5x plus 4. So simplify, you have f plus h of x is equal to x squared plus x plus 3. We copy x squared and we combine like terms 6x minus 5x, we have x. The negative 1 plus 4, we have positive 3. Therefore, the sum of the functions f and h is x squared plus x plus 3. Okay. So you have to remember that in finding the sum of the functions, the following steps will be applied. The first is write the equation based on the given functions. Number 2, substitute the given values of the functions to the equation. Number 3, simplify the values to get the final answer. Okay. I hope that everything is clear for adding functions or the first operation. Next, let us proceed to the second operation. We have the difference of two functions. By definition, given two functions f and g, the difference of two functions f minus g is defined by the equation f minus g of x is equal to f of x minus g of x. Okay, let's have examples. Find the difference of the given functions given the following. Okay, we have here the given functions. F of x is 6x minus 1, g of x is equal to x plus 5, p of x is equal to x squared plus 3x plus 2, and h of x is equal to x squared minus 5x plus 4. For letter A, we have f minus g. So the equation, we have f minus g of x is equal to f of x minus g of x. So we need to substitute the given functions to the following. Remember our f of x, let's go back. Our f of x is 6x minus 1. So that's why we have here 6x minus 1. Copy the operation, the minus sign here. And then our g of x is x minus x plus 5. So we have here x plus 5. Then distribute the negative sign to the quantities in the parentheses. So you have negative times x, you have negative x. Negative times 5, you have negative 5. So f minus g of x is equal to 6x minus 1 minus x minus 5. Then we're going to combine like terms and simplify. You have f minus g of x is equal to, you have 6x minus x, you have 5x, and negative 1 minus 5, you have negative 6. Therefore, the difference of the functions f and g is 5x minus 6. Okay, let's proceed to the second example. We have g minus p. We have g minus p of x is equal to g of x minus p of x. Substitute the given functions to the equation. Our g of x is x plus 5 and our p of x is x squared plus 3x plus 2. So you have here the minus sign. Now distribute the negative sign to the quantities in the parentheses. So we have here g minus p of x is equal to x plus 5. You distribute the sign, x squared becomes negative x squared, then 3x becomes negative 3x, then positive 2 becomes negative 2. Okay, so simplify. We have here g minus p of x is equal to, we have to write negative x squared. Then combining like terms, we have x minus 3x. We have negative 2x. 5 minus 2, we have 3. Therefore, the difference of the functions g and p is negative x squared minus 2x plus 3. Okay. Now, let us proceed to the third example. F minus h. So the equation we have here, f minus h of x is equal to f of x minus h of x. So substitute the given functions to the equation. Our f of x is 6x minus 1 as the given. Copy the minus sign. Then we have h of x is x squared minus 5x plus 4. Then we need to distribute the negative signs to the quantities in the parentheses. So you have f minus h of x is equal to 6x minus 1. Then we have here negative or minus x squared. Negative times x squared, you have negative x squared. Negative times negative 5x, you have positive 5x. Negative times 4, we have negative 4. So we have 6x minus 1 minus x squared plus 5x plus 4. Then we have to simplify. F minus h of x is equal to negative x squared. We arrange it in descending order based on the degree, and then combining like terms. We have here 6x plus 5x is 11x. Negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5. Therefore, the difference of the functions f and h is negative x squared plus 11x minus 5. Okay, so there are steps that you have to remember in getting the difference of two functions. So in finding the difference of two functions, the following steps will be applied. Number 1, write the equation based on the given functions. Number 2, substitute the given values of the functions to the equation. Number 3, distribute the negative or minus sign on the quantities inside the parentheses. Number 4, simplify the values to get the final answer. So I hope that everything is clear in getting the difference of two functions or dealing with the operation subtraction between two functions. Okay, now let us proceed to the third operation. Now, the product of two functions. So we'll proceed to multiplication. So by definition, given two functions f and g, the product of two functions f and g is defined by the equation f times g of x is equal to f of x times g of x. Okay, so let's have examples. Find the products of the following functions given. We have the same given. We have f of x is equal to x minus 1, g of x is x plus 5, p of x is equal to x squared plus 3x plus 2, h of x is equal to x squared minus 5x plus 4, g of x is equal to 2x. Okay, let's have first example, g times f. So we have here the product of g and f equation is g times f of x is equal to g of x times f of x. By the way, the dot here signifies multiplication symbol, and it should be written somewhere at the center. Okay, so substitute the given functions of the equation. We have the product of g and f of x is equal to 2x times x minus 1. So we have here again 2x times the quantity of x minus 1. So multiply the quantities by applying the law of exponents. You have 2x times x, you have 2x squared, and 2x times negative 1, we have negative 2x. Therefore, the product of the functions g and f is 2x squared minus 2x. Okay, let's proceed to the second example. The product of f or functions of f and g. So we have here f times g of x is equal to f of x times g of x. Substitute the given functions to the equations. We have f times g of x is equal to the quantity of x minus 1 times the quantity of x plus 5. Now you have to multiply the quantities by applying the laws of exponents horizontally or vertically. So f times g of x is equal to, you have x times x, you have x squared. Remember the FOIL method, or you can use distributive way of solving this. Then you have x times 5 is 5x, negative 1 times x is negative x, negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. Then combining like terms and simplify, you have to copy x squared, 5x minus x is 4x, then copy minus 5. Therefore, the product of the functions g and h is, the product of the functions f and g is x squared plus 4x minus 5. So corrections for this one. Okay, let's proceed to the third example, G and H. So we have here the equation G times H of x is equal to G of x times H of x. Substitute the given functions to the equation. We have G times H of x is equal to the quantity of x plus 5 times the quantity of x squared minus 5x plus 4. Okay? So we have to multiply the quantities by applying the laws of exponents horizontally or vertically. So we have this one. By multiplication, we have x times x squared, we have x cubed. Then, you have x times negative 5x, we have negative 5x squared. Next, x times 4, we have positive 4x. Next, we have 5 times x squared, we have positive 5x squared. Then, 5 times negative 5x is negative 25x. Then 5 times 4, we have positive 20. Then combining like terms, we need to simplify. You have g times h of x is equal to copy x cubed. Then we have here negative 5x squared and 5x squared will be cancelled out. This is 0. And then 4x minus 25x, that is negative 21x, then just simply copy 20. Okay, therefore the product of the functions g and h is x cubed minus 21x plus 20. Okay, let's proceed to the last example. P times h, or the product of the functions p and h. We have p times h of x is equal to p of x times h of x. Substitute the given functions to the equations. We have p times h of x is equal to the quantity of x squared plus 3x plus 2 times the quantity of x squared minus 5x plus 4. Okay, this is a quite tedious process because we're dealing with 3 trinomials and we're going to multiply using the distributive way of solving the product of these two trinomials. So we have x to the power of 4 minus 5x cubed plus 4x squared plus 3x minus 15x squared plus 12x plus 2x minus 10x plus 8x minus 2x squared minus 9x squared minus 2, this is plus 2x by the way, plus 8. Okay, corrections for this part. Then we have to simplify p of h of x, p times h of x is equal to x to the power of 4 minus 2x squared minus 9x squared plus 2x plus 8. Okay, so by the way, this already the simplest form after getting the product of the two trinomials. So therefore, the product of the functions p and h is x to the power of 4 minus 2x cubed minus 9x squared plus 2x plus 8. Okay, again, this is a typo error. This is supposed to be plus 2x plus 8. Okay. Now, let's proceed to the fourth operation of functions, which is the quotient of two functions. Okay, let's proceed to division. Now, by definition, given two functions f and g, the quotient of two functions, we have f divided by g, is defined by the equation f divided by g of x is equal to f of x divided by g of x. Okay, let's have an example. Given f of x is equal to x minus 1, g of x is x plus 5, p of x is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 1, h of x is equal to x squared plus 10x plus 25, g of x is equal to 2x minus 2. Okay, first example, we have f divided by g, or function f divided by function g. So you have f over g of x is equal to f of x is equal to g divided by g of x. Substitute the given functions to the equation. We have f over g of x is equal to our f of x is x minus 1 and our g of x is x minus 5. Since x minus 1 is not divisible by x plus 5, the quotient of f and g is x minus 1 over x plus 5. We could no longer simplify this one. So you have to remain it as it is. Letter B. Function g divided by f, or function f. Equation g over f divided by g divided by f of x is equal to g of x divided by f of x. Substitute the given functions to the equation. We have g over f of x is equal to 2x minus 2 over x minus 1. Okay. Divide the numerator by the denominator or apply the different kinds of factoring. So you need to simplify your final answer. If it can still be simplified, you have to simplify. So you have to factor this out. 2x minus 2 can be factored out as 2 times the quantity of x minus 1. So copy over x minus 1. X minus 1 can be cancelled out. The remaining answer is 2. Therefore, the quotient of the functions g and f is 2. Okay, let's proceed. Third example, function g divided by function h. Equation, we have g divided by h of x is equal to g of x divided by h of x. Substitute the given functions to the equation. We have g divided by h of x is equal to x plus 5 divided by x plus 10, x plus 25. Okay, now take note that if you have these expressions, you need to try to factor it out first so you could simplify. Okay, so divide the numerator by the denominator, apply the different kinds of factoring. We have here x plus 5 and then x squared. By the way, this is x squared. Typo error. There is squared here. Plus 10x plus 25 can be factored out as x plus 5 times x plus 5. So you have cancel out x plus 5. Then the remaining would be 1 over x plus 5. Therefore, the quotient of the functions g and h is 1 over x plus 5. Okay, you have to remember that in finding the quotient of two functions, the following steps will be applied. Number 1, write the equation based on the given functions. Number 2, substitute the given values of the functions to the equation. Number 3, divide the numerator by the denominator or apply the different kinds of factoring. And number 4, simplify the value to get the final answer. Okay. Now let's proceed to the product of a constant and a function. Okay, so it's just very simple. Definition, given the constant c and the function f, the product of a constant and a function is c times f of x is defined by the equation c times f of x is equal to c times f of x. So we have example. Find the sum of the given functions given the following. Given f of x, okay, by the way, so it's not supposed to be the sum, but we'll have this one. Letter A, for g, we will use the same. By the way, we will just be using the same given of the functions, but we are going to multiply the function with a constant. Okay, not looking for the sum anymore. We'll just use the given. So we have here equation is 4g. So we have 4 times g of x is equal to 4 times g of x. Substitute the given functions to the equation. So you have 4 times g of x is equal to, this is equal, by the way, typo error again, times 4 times the g of x. Let's go back to the given. The g of x is x plus 5. So we will write x plus 5 here. So distribute the constant to the quantities inside the parentheses and simplify. So 4 times g of x is equal to, that's 4 times x, we have 4x. 4 times 5 is 20. Therefore, the product of the constant 4 and the function g is 4x plus 20. Okay, let's proceed. Next will be negative 2p p. So that is negative 2 times the function of p of x is equal to negative 2 times p of x. Substitute the given functions to the equation. Negative 2 times p of x is equal to negative 2. Let's go back and check what is function p of x. Function p of x, we have x squared plus 3x plus 2. Okay, so you write negative 2 times x squared plus 3x plus 2. Then distribute the constant to the quantities inside the parentheses and simplify. So you have negative 2 times p of x is equal to negative 2 times x squared, negative 2x squared, negative 2 times 3x, you have negative 6x. The negative 2 times 2, you have negative 4. Therefore, the product of the constant negative 2 and the function p is negative 2x squared minus 6x minus 4. Okay, next let's have the third example. Negative 3h. The equation we have negative 3 times h of x is equal to negative 3 times h of x. And substitute the given functions to the equation. Our h of x is x squared minus 5x plus 4. Therefore, we need to distribute the constant to the quantities inside the parentheses and simplify. So we have negative 3 times x squared. No, it should be negative 3 x squared. Typo error again, I'm sorry. The negative 3 times negative 5x, you have positive 15x. The negative 3 times 4, we have negative 12. Therefore, the product of the constant negative 3 and the function h is negative 3 times h of x is negative 3x squared plus 15x minus 12. Again, there is a typo error in here. It should be negative 3x squared. Our final answer is still correct. You have your negative 3x squared plus 15x minus 12. Okay. So let's proceed to the steps that we should remember. In finding the product of a constant and a function, the following steps will be applied. Write the equation based on the given functions. Substitute the given values of the functions to the equation. Distribute the constant to the quantities in the parentheses and simplify. Okay? So I hope everything is clear with the 4 operations together with the product of a constant and a function. Okay, now at this point, we will have an assessment. You are going to answer this in your activity notebook. Okay, so we have number 1, g of x is equal to 2x. F of x is equal to negative 2x cubed plus 2x. Then, find g of x plus f of x. Okay, for a moment, if we can change this one for a moment. Okay, so I'll make some corrections for here. Oh, need to erase that. I'll use the red one. This is negative, so you won't be confused. Okay, and we also have other corrections before, so let's go back. I think it's here. This one, this is supposed to be equals. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, so we'll proceed. We'll go back to the assessment. So we have number 1, g of x is equal to 2x. F of x is negative 2x cubed plus 2x. Find g of x plus f of x. Number 2, g of x is equal to 4x plus 5. F of x is equal to negative 3x squared minus 3x. Find g of x plus f of x. Number 3, g of t is equal to negative 3t cubed minus 4t. F of t is 4t minus 4. Find g of t plus f of t. Number 4, h of n is equal to n plus 2. G of n is equal to 2n plus 1. Find h of n minus g of n. Number 5, f of n is equal to negative 2n cubed plus 3n squared. G of n is equal to negative 2n minus 4. Find f of n plus g of n. Number 6, h of n is equal to 2n minus 4. G of n is equal to 2n minus 2. Find h of n plus g of n. Then number 7, g of a is equal to 2a plus 3. H of a is equal to a minus 1. Find g of a minus h of a. Number 8, g of n is equal to n squared minus 2. F of n is equal to 3n plus 5. Find g of n minus f of n. Number 9, g of x is equal to x squared plus 2. H of x is equal to 2x plus 4. Find g of x minus h of x. Number 10, f of x is equal to 2x minus 2. G of x is equal to negative 2x plus 1. Find f of x plus g of x. Okay, number 11, g of x is equal to x cubed plus 3. F of x is equal to negative 3x plus 3. Find g of x plus f of x. Number 12, f of a is equal to 2a plus 1. G of a is equal to a cubed minus 2a. Find f of a minus g of a. Number 13, g of n is equal to 3n minus 5. F of n is equal to 3n plus 2. Find g of n minus f of n. Number 14, f of n is equal to 2n minus 4. G of n is equal to n squared plus 5. Find f of n minus g of n. Number 15, h of t is equal to t cubed plus 2t. G of t is equal to t minus 1. Find h of t plus g of t. Number 16, f of x is equal to negative x minus 5. G of x is equal to x squared plus 4. Find f of x plus g of x. Okay. Then we have g of x, number 17. G of x is equal to x squared minus 2x. F of x is equal to x minus 1. Find g of x minus f of x. Number 18, g of x is equal to 2x cubed plus 4. H of x is equal to negative 3x minus 4. Find g of x minus h of x. Number 19, f of n is equal to n plus 4. G of n is equal to n squared plus 2. Find f of n minus g of n. Number 20, we have g of x is equal to x squared plus 4. F of x is equal to x minus 5. Find g of x plus f of x. For multiplying and dividing functions, we have to perform the indicated operation. Number 1, g of x is equal to negative x minus 2. F of x is 2x plus 1. Find g times f of 2. Then, number 2, f of x is equal to 3x. H of x is equal to negative 2x plus 5. Find f times h of negative 1. By the way, you might be wondering, why is it not x? Why is it 2? So when you get g times f, after getting the product, you are going to evaluate the result. You are going to substitute the value of x, which is 2. Okay? Same is true with this one. You have the product of f and h of negative 1. Okay? So you have to get the product first, then whatever the resulting product, you are going to substitute or evaluate the value of x, which is negative 1. Then number 3, g of a is equal to 2a minus 1. H of a is equal to 3a minus 3. Find g times h of negative 4. Number 4, f of x is equal to x plus 4. H of x is equal to 5x minus 2. Find f divided by h of 2. So this one, after getting the quotient, you're going to replace x with 2. Number 5, f of x is equal to 2a squared. G of x is equal to negative 5 plus 3a. Find f divided by g of 2. Number 6, g of a is equal to 3a plus 2. F of a is equal to 2a minus 4. Find g over f of 3. Okay. Number 7, g of t is equal to t squared plus 3. H of t is equal to 4t minus 3. Find g times h of negative 1. Number 8, g of n is equal to n squared plus 4 plus 2n. H of n is equal to negative 3n plus 2. Find g of h of 1. Number 9. G of a is equal to 2a cubed minus 5a plus 2. F of a is equal to a cubed minus 4. Find g over f of 2. Number 10. G of x is equal to negative 2x squared plus 14 minus 2x. F of x is equal to x squared plus 5. Find g times f of 4. Number 11. F of x is equal to 2x cubed minus 5x squared. G of x is 2x minus 1. Find f times g of x. No need to evaluate because you only have x here. So all you have to do is to get the product of these two functions. Number 12. F of x is equal to 3x minus 1. G of x is equal to x squared minus x. Find f divided by g of x, or f over g of x. Okay? So here also, no need to evaluate. All you have to do is get the quotient of these two functions. Okay, I hope that you have learned something in today's video lesson. And to end this video, let's have a quote. So, this is a saying from Donald Trump, and it goes, "Make your mistakes work for you by learning from them." So that would be all. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Bye!